everyone. Thank you for stopping by at Sit, Sip, and Knit, my first real true podcast. I know I put a couple out there briefly, just playing around, but I'd like to do a full podcast for you under the name Sit, Sip, and Knit. As some of you do know, I did have a cute little yarn shop. It wasn't open very long. I did love it, and I loved all the customers I had. And this is a way of keeping in touch with them and hopefully meeting new people. I do love to watch knitting podcasts myself and enjoy those that come from all over the world. So I hope you will um, subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for more podcasts to come. My name is Marie, and I am coming to you from just north of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on a very cold winter day here, which is typical, a little gray and cloudy, just north of Pittsburgh. And so what a good thing to do in the winter when a lot of us are stuck at home. Pick up our knitting and pick up a nice cup of whatever you like to drink and join me. First thing I'd like to do is talk about some let's talk about what I'm wearing first. I do have the ranunculus on. I did finish this a while ago. It is, not sure, I should have had it ready, but I forgot I was wearing this actually. I do love this. It's very comfortable. It's a very easy sweater to make, very light and flowing, although warm. I will put in the description box below what yarn I actually did use because right now I can't think of it. And that's a shame because I have started to keep in this little book here notes of the projects that I am doing. I do have a page on Ravelry, and I'm not very good at putting things out there, although I'm getting better, and I will get better, especially now that I'm podcasting. But if you have other ways of keeping track of what you do, or maybe taking pictures, which is a good thing, something else I need to do. But anyway, I do keep in my little notebook here some of the things that I'm working on. This one I do not have in there. Like I said, I did knit it a while ago, but it is the ranunculus. A lot of people have knit it. It doesn't have a lot of sizes, but I wanted to try it. So that is what I'm wearing. The next thing I wanted to talk about are some of the things that I have finished. I did do a lot of Christmas knitting and gave those things away before I thought I was going to podcast. But I do have some things here that I'd like to show you. One of the first things that I wanted to show you, I do love to make shawls. I call them they're shawls, and you can wear them, like a shawl or like a scarf, which is how I use them. They are warm and cuddly, and this is one of my favorites here. It is the Choose Love Shawl, and I will put more details about this in the description box below and the yarns that I use. But this is a pattern by Patty of the Forest City Knit Girls. They are a podcast of three ladies that I love to watch, and it's I would recommend their podcast to you. But like I said, this is the Choose Love Shawl. It is a paid pattern. You can see it's triangular, 3 colors. Very easy to do. You start at the top here with a tab and build outward. I'll show you here. Um, I used Silky Malabrigo for this. It is a DK weight, but one thing with a shawl that I love, um, most yarns, most weights, it's very adaptable. So the thicker the yarn, the thicker your shawl, the bigger the shawl. But this one did call for DK, so I did have Malabrigo Silky. It's very warm, very light, but the three colors, um, not colors I would actually choose, but it matched my coat, and I do love this. I wear it every day. So that's the Choose Love Shawl. Something you might want to try. Just has some yarn overs, not, like I said, not hard at all. And any three colors, there you go. You have a beautiful shawl. All right. And then the next thing, let's see, I'm always making something for a baby. And this is for my daughter's friend is having a little baby boy. Actually, she was due about 4 days ago. So this is a very simple, very quick knit. The yarn does all the work, which if you want something fast and it's wonderful. I made these blankets for triplets, and when I had 3 to make, I chose this pattern and decided to do another one because it works up so fast and it is so pretty. It is the Sirdar Snuggly Pattercake blanket. It is, I don't have a skein, I do have more, but it comes, here, I'll hold it up first here so you can see. It's a gradient type blanket. This one happens to be the blues and the yellows and some white there. The yarn is in a cake with these colors, and you can find these cakes anywhere. Like I said, this is Sirdar, which is beautiful yarn. It's washable. This has been washed already, but you let the yarn do the work. It's done corner to corner. And you just go out and use half the ball. You can weigh it and then or wind them into 2 cakes so you know when to start to decrease. But you start at the corner here, work your way this way to the widest part that you want, and then start decreasing. Very easy, very pretty. Comes in rose colors, blues, plain yellows. Very pretty, very easy to do. And with what was left over, I pieced together a little baby hat. So this hat, let me look that up for you. I'm sorry, I should have had that ready. Sorry, I keep saying too. But this is just the basic baby hat. It was a free pattern on Ravelry, basic baby hat in the size newborn. Like I said, it's just ribbing, go as far as the size depending on what you need, and do decreases. Very cute, very easy, the top just decreases, and just fun, quick little knit with the leftovers from the blanket. So that's a nice quick project also. You could also use 2 of those cakes and go wider, and then use the neck until you run out of yarn, 1 ball, and then use the other ball to finish it off, and have a nice lap blanket. It's a nice thing to do. I know I did a couple for the nursing home where my mom is. Very easy to do. So anyway, that's a nice thing to use those cakes of yarn with the different colors. Okay, the next thing I finished, I wish I would have finished it for Christmas, but I started a little bit before and I was doing some Christmas knitting, wondering if maybe you guys did that too. You can let me know if you like what you knit for Christmas as gifts. These were my Christmas socks that I did. I saw on other podcasts that people do Christmas socks, and or maybe they start them on Christmas Eve and have a Christmas Eve cast on and do socks out of different Christmas colorways. This colorway, actually, let me look it up here. I have it here, and if I don't, I will put it in the description box below. But they are glittery. I don't know if you can see the little bit of glitter in them. They're subdued. They're not real bright red and green. That's why I like them. But anyway, just a plain vanilla sock with a heel flap and gusset, as you can see here. I'm sorry I don't have sock blockers, but I just finished these and washed them. I didn't really block them, but they're a basic sock pattern that I always go to. I use a size 1 needle. I love flexi flips. Those of you that know me know I love the flexi flips. I love my double points also, but I use consistently the flexi flips, the Addy flexi flips. I use US size 1. Just my basic recipe for basic socks is 1x1 rib for however many. This looks like about 2 inches. And then you start the leg of your sock. I don't like them too long, so I just go to here. I do the heel flap and gusset, and then just do a rounded toe. I did use a certain pattern, and I will find that. I found a rounded toe that I really like, and I will list that in the bottom. It fits real well. Anyway, like I said, it's my basic sock pattern that I use. When you have yarn like this that does the striping itself, no need to do any other type of stitch because you just lose the pattern anyway. So that's why I love this self-striping yarn. And like I said, this one has a little bit of glitter in it. It is, I think, 75% wool. The stellina, because it does have that little bit of silver sparkle. I don't know if you can see it. And the nylon gives it strength. These are a little bit woolly, but you don't really feel it when you're wearing them, and they keep you really warm and they wear real well. As a matter of fact, my husband is a mailman, and the one thing that gets cold on him all the time are his feet. So he already wore out one pair I made him, and he has requested another pair. So I will be making him another pair. And I usually use for him the West Yorkshire Spinners sock yarn. And of course they are longer. He likes them longer, so they do take longer to make. But I always love to have a pair of socks on the needles, which I know a lot of people do. When I travel, when I take them to work, they fit. The project fits real well into my little lunch sack at work, at lunch. They can see me knitting on my socks. I'm always knitting some socks at work, and that's one way I get them finished. So that was my Christmas cast on, and they are finished. Another thing that I did do is, let me show you here. This is a lovely hat, nice little sparkly hat. I am trying to find here the name of that hat. And Magpie Darling Hat is what this is. It has the blue, what I did was use King Cole Cosmos Blue Sparkle, and I held it together with a black DK that I had in stash. And well, usually you can't see sparkle online, but look at that sparkling. This, I made another one, blue on blue, for my daughter, and she wore it New Year's Eve. She loves it. I love this little hat. I'm not a hat person, but it is very cute, as you can see, and sparkly. You could make it a little slouchier if you like. But this was the leftover blue that I had after I made her hat, and so I had enough to make mine. Like I said, just holding this sparkly yarn together with a DK weight yarn, and doing the ribbing as far up as you need it, doing the simple top of it. You can put a pom-pom on it if you like, but I think with all the sparkles it really doesn't need anything else. But anyway, like I said, I'm not a hat person, but I love this little hat. I'm gonna have to make a scarf or little mitts to go with it. So anyway, that's the Magpie Darling Hat. Okay, another thing that I wanted to talk about is, like I said, some shawls that I've done, and I know some of you that know me have probably seen them. I wanted to show you some different types of yarn that can be used. This one is a fingering weight shawl. It's called the Eyeblink Shawl. The yarn is a beautiful yarn with gold sparkle in it. As you can see, I like sparkles, but it's a lace pattern. It has lace on the edging, and some people find lace a little difficult, but if you keep trying, use some lifelines, you can work through it. It wouldn't be a beginner pattern, but this yarn here is by Knits for Comfort. Excuse me. Sorry. This yarn, like I said, is by Knits for Comfort. I did carry it in my shop. It was a beautiful yarn, popular yarn. Jen is her name, Knits for Comfort, and I'll link that below also. I don't know if she has this colorway, but she carries the most beautiful yarns. So you might want to check that out. So that's that one. This is the same shawl in a different yarn here, just a yarn I had in my stash, a self-striping yarn. You can see I like, a lot of times you let the yarn do the work, and that is the easiest way, but it is the same shawl. The weight is a little different. It came out a little bigger. This one is more of a dressier scarf, and this one is more for warmth. But anyway, so doing a project, finding a pattern. If you don't have the right yarns, you can look to substitute, and just try. It's just knitting, so it's meant to be relaxing. If something doesn't come out just right, well, hey, it's just knitting. You can, I know, tear it out, rip it out, which is heartbreaking, but sometimes you have to, and especially if you're just starting out, there will be mistakes, and I can tell you, and if anybody knows me, I'm not a perfectionist. If there's a blatant mistake, of course, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to think back, I'm going to fix it, but I can almost guarantee you there are a couple little maybe slip stitches in here that I worked. Who would know, really? when you're wearing it, and people are just going to comment how pretty it is, and maybe be jealous, or maybe want you to show them how to knit, which is a wonderful thing. That's what I love. It's relaxing. I know at work so many people will come up to me and say, "Oh my goodness, I wish I could do that. Is it stress relieving?" And I think we all know. I mean, knitting is supposed to be, um, you know, not supposed to be a task or a chore. It's fun. And you build up slowly. You start with something little, like all garter stitch, all knit, square blanket, and look what you have. A beautiful project that you can give away or keep. Um, and I'm sure any baby that would get something like this, any mom, would really appreciate it. When I saw the mom of the triplets having pictures out there on Facebook with my blankets on them, what a rewarding thing. No one knows how easy it was. It was just garter stitch, back and forth. Let the yarn do the work, come out with a beautiful project. So all I can say is try, give it a try. I'm always willing to help or answer questions or guide you in the right place to find what you need to know. So you can always message me. And maybe someday, I cannot wait until I can have ladies over and enjoy their company around my table again. It was a favorite thing of mine to do with the COVID. Uh, it's just not possible right now, but hopefully it will be. So that's all we can. That's all we can do right now. Maybe virtually is the way to go for now, and then when we can be together, we will. And who knows? Around the world, what a wonderful thing that podcasting like this is, to reach out to people from all over the world and be able to share our ideas and our reflect on the things that we've done and we've made, and a little bit of comfort. So I hope that that you will come back and you will like and subscribe to the channel, because I intend to continue to work my way through this. So to continue, the next thing that I want to talk about, I have so many finished objects, but those were a few for today. And like I said, I'm just throwing the hat in there, trying my hand at this, and seeing how it comes out. So the next thing is some works in progress. Right now, you know, it's pretty bad when you make so many mittens and fingerless gloves and you give them all away. You don't have any for yourself. But this pair here is actually for my daughter-in-law that I started before Christmas. I was hoping to finish. I just didn't get a chance to. These are just a fingerless mitt. You can see I do them on my flexi flips, which I love. I'll be putting the thumb on here. Very easy pattern. The pattern that I'm using for these is Lamb's Pride wool mittens. They do them on 4 double points. However, like I said, I love the flexi flips. I know a lot of people also use the long cables to do their circular knitting. I just don't like it. But anyway, you do what works for you. There's many different ways. Try them all. But so this is a work in progress, and hopefully by the time I podcast again, I'll have these mittens done to show you and give you more information on them. Let's see. One let's talk about maybe some things that I will be doing in the future. I want to work on. Excuse me. I think I need a drink of my coffee here. I do want to do, I don't know how many of you do sweater knitting, but the Navelli is one that I want to do next. And like I said, I will link all these patterns that I'm talking about in the description box below so that you can go and have a look. Because I feel bad, I don't even have the name of, it's by Boyland Knits. That's it, Boyland Knits. But the Navelli is one that I want to work on. I'll just show you the pic right here. I want to do the color work. I like that it is, I like sweaters without the long sleeves on them. I wear them to work with a, I'm a pharmacy tech, so I wear a jacket over top of them. So I'm warm anyway, but just something like this appeals to me. So hopefully I'll be starting that coming in the next week or so. Another thing I just acquired, and if you know me, you know my upstairs is full of yarn from the yarn shop, and I'm still buying more yarn. Have to support people. So I did buy this beautiful yarn. It looks really, really blue in on the camera here, but you can see this one here. This is yarn by Ruby and Roses yarn. Ruby and Roses yarn. She is a young dyer here in the US. I've ordered from her before. Beautiful yarn. Check her out. This is called Snow Day, single rose base. I'll show you here. And here is her name, if you can see that. And this one is Moon Dance, and it's on Rose Cloud base. This is a 26% silk, 74% baby Siri alpaca. I'm not jumping on the mohair train yet. I don't really like mohair, so I thought I'd try this. It's very soft. I'm going to hold these two together to make the, Love Note, the Love Notes sweater. It's very popular on Ravelry. You can go out there and find it. I'll also link it below, but it is kind of like the ranunculus here. Same styling, top down, lace at the top. It does have more inclusive sizes. You do, the suggested yarn is holding a something like a mohair or this Siri alpaca together with a fingering weight yarn. So I hope to start that soon and maybe have it either a work in progress or maybe finished object by the time I put out another podcast. So that's that. This is going to be a shorter version of a podcast. Like I said, I'm just stepping into it, but I'm hoping to get some ideas and feedback from you. And like I said, please like and subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I put out another podcast. I will put all the information you need in the link below this video, so that you can either contact me, you can comment, which I would love if you did. Let me know anything you'd like to see in the future or talk about. I plan to show have some videos of knitting and maybe some different stitches, that type of thing. If there's something that you want to see or learn, let me know. But mainly just to be able to, like I said, get together, share our ideas. I would love that. Um, I also am doing a giveaway once I hit 100 subscribers. So please subscribe. Let your friends know to subscribe. And I'm going to do that giveaway of some yarn. Um, and I think you'll really like that. So stay tuned to the next podcast. Hopefully, you'll be able to submit to win a prize on the next podcast. So thank you for stopping by, and happy knitting.